We will be playing a video about football and the tackling that occurs within the game. These things show Newton's laws of motion. This means that it shows the law of inertia, the law of acceleration, and the law of equal and opposite reactions. We will explain what these laws mean and the connection between them in the video.
The law of inertia. The law of inertia states that objects do not want to accelerate and want to stay in the same state of motion. Larger objects have more inertia and thus take more force to accelerate. For example, a larger football player would take more force and time to accelerate for a tackle, but would also take more time and force to slow down. In many of these tackles, the players run at other players but keep moving even when they hit the other player. This is the result of inertia. However, occasionally, a player will try and run into a bigger player, but get knocked back more due to than the other player due to the larger player's inertia.
The law of acceleration. The law of acceleration is how objects can move up to higher and higher speeds in a random direction. Obviously, objects with a bigger mass take longer to speed up and is harder to slow down. For example, when a running back catches the ball and he runs, he is speeding up, acceleration. But if said person is bigger in mass, it will be a bigger struggle to accelerate. When another player tries to tackle another player, the events after can be very different depending on many different things. For example, if the runner in this situation is more mass than the tackler, odds are he will not go down, depending on the tackler's plan to bring him down. If the tackler is bigger in mass, then the odds are he will succeed in his takedown.
The law of equal and opposite reactions. The law of equal and opposite reactions is basically saying that for every action force, like a ball hitting a hand, there is a reaction force. The hand hits the ball. These two forces tend to balance out until another force affects them and makes them unbalanced. The video shows many key examples. For example, when players are running, they exert force on the ground, the action force, and the ground exerts the same force on them, the reaction force. These forces are equal and go in opposite directions. Also, when two players collide with each other, until one player is strong enough to make the forces unbalanced, when one player falls over, these forces are equal and opposite. One last example is when a quarterback grips the ball. He is applying force to the football, the action force, and the ball is applying an equal and opposite force to him, the reaction force. All of these things show the law of equal and opposite reactions by giving examples of two or more forces interacting. All in all, this video shows a great similarity to Newton's laws of motion. Basically, players in the game take time to gain momentum. When they have mass, this affects their acceleration. And when they exert force on objects, the objects exert force on them back. This is how Newton's laws of motion connect to football. Thank you.